We are live.
All right. We're out here once again on the highways and the byways, out here to prophesy against this wicked kingdom, which in the Bible is known spiritually as Sodom and Egypt, Mystery Babylon, amongst other things. First and foremost, as usual, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. Shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwat that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazah, this will be edifying. As usual, we're going to go into Rakah Quadash. And I just had a couple, I'm not sure where it's going to go. Going to Rakah Quadash, like I just said, the spirit. And a lot of things going on as usual, right? One of the main things that I wanted to harp on was DJ Trump, right? And if you don't know, well, now you know. You should have heard about it already. He's about to deploy, allegedly, the National Guard to 19 states, right? And also, he's planning on sending the National Guard to Chicago first, right? So I had an article on it. It's from The Independent, and
That's the spirit. Salakia.
you wanna say something?
No. That's the spirit, because I literally have the same article pulled up from the Independent. So if you need me to read, just let me know.
No, I'll read it. You got the floor.
Yeah, con.
You know, so that's basically what was on my mind. A couple precepts was on my mind. I wanted to get into prophecy first and foremost, as usual, because the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So we'll see where it goes. Adawan Ratazah, again, it'll be edifying, exhorting, and comforting. Before we get into that whole Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, Baba Gashah, I'll read it.
Con, Ecclesiastes.
I already got it.
I'm there. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, starting at verse 9.
You can speak on it or whatever.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Right, man. There's nothing. The Heavenly Father goes into how there's nothing that's uncommon to man. Like, men have all gone through the same situations, whether it be heartbreak, whether it be loss of family members, whether it be loss of jobs, whatever the case may be. And that same thing pertaining to things in the world, man. There's nothing new under the sun, meaning that there's nothing that has taken place in this American empire with men that hasn't already happened in times past. All right? And just like the Roman Empire fell and all empires fell prior before, America, which is Rome 2.0, okay, is also going to fall. Okay? And the same things that took place in ancient Rome are taking place here in modern day Rome, America, man. Okay, Rome 2.0. You got it, Doc. If you want to expand on
That's
it.
pretty much what I wanted to say, but you be too wordy, man. You
Con.
too much words. So what the brother is saying is absolutely right. And what was on my mind is that which we're gonna get back, like I said, into the article from the Independent about the National Guards. But what you see Esau doing, coming down with great wrath, is the same thing he's always done. Okay? And it reminded me, like the brother mentioned, the Greco-Roman Empire, right? So real quick, Daniel 8 and 25.
This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And it reads,
It's one of your favorite
my
scriptures.
favorite, yeah, I already know. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Hey, beautiful. All right. Now we know that this is speaking of Antiochus Epiphanes.
That's the point. That's the point that I wanted to go into. No new thing under the sun. You see how it comes all together?
Yep.
You got to link the prophecies and the scriptures with modern day times. You don't have to be wordy. It breaks itself down. It speaks for itself.
Con.
You know? So that's the point. Going into what you see happening is the same thing. Esau is, like you always say, a one-trick pony. He's not that smart. But only the prudent can foresee the evil.
Con.
Like I said, a lot of things are going on. You just had Trump. He's getting into it with Maduro. If you're paying attention, that's another thing that's hot and heavy this week in the news. All right. Matter of fact, I had we may get to it, but just so I didn't forget, it says, is the Trump administration building up a military confrontation with Venezuela? Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro condemns U.S. destroyer deployment. U.S. destroyers to deploy off Venezuela to put pressure on Maduro. One more. It says Maduro calls on China as U.S. mounts pressure on Venezuela. Will it answer? So what you see playing out is called the theater of war. Like, I forget who said it, but it's a saying, the whole world is a stage.
Mm-hmm.
So everything you see going on is a theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, still hold Daniel, but no, we all about edification, you know? So this is off of Google from the AI overview. I said theater of war meaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says a theater of war is a geographic area of land, sea, and air that is or can be involved in war operations. Because if nobody went up there and told you, we're not in the time of peace. That's in Ecclesiastes also.
Mm-hmm.
There's a time and place for everything. A time to get, a time to refrain from getting, a time for love, a time for hate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
A time for peace and a time for war. We're in evil times, bad times, perilous times. We're in the midst of the Third World War, if nobody went up there and told you. And what you're seeing is the theater of war, which I'm going to expound more on it. What you see going on in Ukraine, what you see going on in the Levant, Western Asia, the so-called Middle East, that's a theater of war. What you see going on in Babylon the Great, America, that's another theater. What you see going on right now, I just mentioned it with Maduro, that's another theater. In the Pacific Islands with Taiwan and China and America, that's theater of war. Going back to the concept of Rome, one of the reasons Rome collapses because they were spread thin. They were spread thin, militarily.
Yeah,
How
militarily.
Exactly.
Yep.
They had too many military campaigns. Okay.
Spread thin, they call it.
Exactly. You know. But we know the main theater of the Third World War is the Middle East. Okay, but in World War I, World War II, there were different theaters. And it's going to expound on it. Primarily Europe and the Pacific Islands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it says, a theater of war is a geographic area of land, sea, and air that is or can be involved in war operations encompassing the entire region where military conflict is taking place. Let me see, where was the main point? Examples. World War II featured major theaters, because the whole world is a theater, is a stage. That's why, hence it's a world war. All these nations are being tapped in. And it's all happening, everything is culminating at the same time. Mm-hmm. If you can receive it. The empire is falling, they're militarizing Babylon. They're getting you accustomed to the troops. They're coming down with great wrath upon primarily Yasharallah. Jobs are collapsing. You can see where everything is heading. But nobody's really putting two and two together. It's a reason why he's deploying more troops to 19 states, because he knows the economy's collapsing.
And if I can say this, with him deploying all these troops to all these states, at the exact same time, he's opening up more detention centers and detention camps. And that's not by coincidence, okay? Deportation Depot, Alligator Alcatraz, and these detention centers can go up in as little as 1 week. So all these things are happening at the same time, and it's no coincidence.
Because we're in the time of war. Domestically and foreign.
Mm-hmm.
Because the empire is falling. So again, it says, an example of the theater of war. Slovakia. World War II featured major theaters like the European, Pacific, and North African theaters. That's why it tells you in Ezekiel, what's that, 38 or that 36, with Gog and Magog, it mentions Ethiopia, Persia, Libya.
Yep.
Those are the main theaters.
Yep.
You know? So it says featured major theaters like the European, Pacific, and North African theaters, which were vast areas of military engagement. So he can already foresee that there's going to be troops, it's going to be fighting in the streets.
Facts.
That's Isaiah 19. All right, he's gonna set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. A civil war is coming back to America. Not to mention, you're gonna have foreign troops on the sword. What's that? He's gonna stir up the Medes. They shall not regard silver nor gold.
Yep.
So eventually, Russia gonna come over here. So he's getting you accustomed to seeing Babylon militarized. And you know what I was thinking about? Back in the 80s and the 90s, early 2000s, you would laugh at Russia and these different European countries that you go over there, you go to the airport. Would you see them with M16s and shit? You would mock that, man. Now it's right in your face, and it's been starting. They put troops on the National Guard in the train stations in New York. So he's been getting you accustomed to seeing the troops, and now he's saying that the National Guard in D.C. can carry guns. So we see where everything is escalating to, right? So that was the point on that.
If I can hold that thought real quick, because we're in Daniel 8:25, and it's going into through his policy. Now remember, and real quick, what was the date? It was
irrelevant. Just
It says Japanese Americans internment camps. Okay, there was a time during World War II, because the brother was talking about World War II, when America rounded up Japanese citizens and foreigners that were here in America during the time of World War II, and threw all of them in detention centers or internment camps. So don't think that it's anything that hasn't been done before or can't be done.
On social media, there's a bunch of Moabites and Ammonites that are actually talking about that. Because that's their history,
Yeah, it says.
And they're saying that they were mentioning the same thing. Don't just these other nations. No, we in beautiful times, man.
They know. So it says executive order. So this was an executive order 9066 following the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed this order in February 1942. It authorized the forced removal of all people of Japanese descent from the West Coast, regardless of whether they were U.S. citizens, man.
Yeah, it was heavy in California.
So showing you
a lot of them, the children, a lot of the second generation children grew up in that.
Yep. Yep. So don't think the things that we're stating are far-fetched. Okay.
Hence why we're going into the scriptures. The scriptures, the prophecies are screaming.
You got it.
No, go back to Daniel. And then go back to we finished Ecclesiastes. Go back to Daniel 8.
Yep.
And 25. I want to read it in the NLT also.
So it says, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
And policy is what? His legislation.
Yep.
That made me think of Psalms, right? Because again, the prophecies, it's like a big puzzle and everything is connecting. And this is how we can identify certain people. This is how we can identify the wicked. This is how we can identify Esau, Edom, or Yasharallah, or so on and so forth, because of the characteristics of the things they did in the past. History repeats itself. Why does history repeat itself? Because the same spirits keep coming back on the earth doing the same thing. Hence, no new thing under the sun.
We've all been here before.
Did we even finish that or no? I don't think we finished it.
No, we didn't pull. Yeah, we finished it.
No, we didn't. So real quick, Ecclesiastes 1:9. That it says the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Verse 10 is good also. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had already been of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. That's why it tells you, I think that's Peter's I forget where it's at, but he said, I will stir up your pure minds.
And to remembrance.
Remembrance. What's really bringing us back to remembrance? These scriptures. You know? And it's making us, because in order to know the mystery, you got to know the history.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, what's hot and heavy in the news also? DJ Trump and the Smithsonian Museum. He said that you saw that?
Yeah.
Slavery all we do is harp on the negative aspects of slavery.
Of American history. We harp on all the negative things pertaining to America. That's what this devil said. Mm-hmm. And
so
not only that.
So basically he wants to whitewash history, which he's been doing that.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing he did in the schools, you know?
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory. So why? Because shameful spewing is on its glory.
Mm-hmm.
This truth is out, and then it exposes him. It's a black eye onto him. You know? My bad. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you had the example of Jerry Jones, of the photo that was taken to him with a bunch of Edomites when he was at Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. There was a photo taken of him when he was younger in school, when they were harassing and spitting and doing all type of things to these, these jakes that were entering the school. You know, going into the shameful spewing. And not only that, the scripture says never trust thy enemy, because this devil is coming out saying this, but just in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2017, he visited the Smithsonian
and praised them.
Said he could stay here all day. A day wasn't enough to take in all the history, okay, and the atrocities that happened to you tribes. So never trust thy enemy.
Because what? He's a politician and he's selling you something. He's selling you smooth things. But now you see, as I'm going to get in Psalms, war's really in his heart. Go back to that Daniel. It's the same. See, when you go to Daniel 8 and 25, that's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. But moreover, it's talking about the spirit of the Edomites. Because the scriptures are manifold. And it's the same spirit on them. That perpetual hatred. You know? So, Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth, his policy, his legislation, his unrighteous decrees. The words of his mouth. And what are we finding out now? They're saying that all this shit that he's doing now was in what? Agenda 2025.
Agenda 2025, yep.
It was already documented. You see?
Yep.
So it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Hence what you said about he just praised the Smithsonian, what, a year or two ago?
Yep.
You know? But war was in his heart. Who does he really want to wage war on? You tribes. You know? That's who that's the main the bullseye is really on you tribes. Moreover, the bullseye is on the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yep.
Because as I've said before, what didn't they say that Hezbollah and what's the other one? Whatever. Them Arab terrorist organizations. Didn't they say that Hezbollah and there was I forget the
Hamas.
Mm-hmm. Al Qaeda, all that shit. Didn't they say that they were coming through the Mexican border?
Yep.
Didn't they say there was a bunch of Chinese that were flooding the border and what you said, men of military age?
Yep.
So why come they not being around them? Why isn't that? Remember that Arab? He said, "You don't know me now, but you're gonna know me."
You will. Yeah. He said you will.
Why they not the face of ICE and the National Guard and all this other shit? Because that's what they saying now. The National Guard is helping rounding up the migrants.
Yep.
So we see that he really got a problem with Yasharallah, but moreover, he got a problem with the men of the Lord. Because we're the one. He got a problem with this truth. We're upsetting his agenda. His crafty enterprise.
You know it.
So again, Psalms 55 and 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that's the times that we're in. We're in the time of great war. The Third World War, war upon Yasharallah, war upon the righteous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But war was in his heart. Because why? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You can't make that shit up. That's why people are docile, because crime was high in D.C. You know, So it's soft. You know, it's really for crime and all this shit, right? And they're not even armed. They're just patrolling.
Yeah.
But we see shit keep escalating gradually.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah.
So you gonna say so?
No. Hey, the same thing with Christopher Columbus. He said
Cristobal Colon.
Cristobal Colon. He couldn't put his sword down, man.
That's the spirit of Esau. He's the red horse.
Yep.
He came to take peace from the earth. He's the bloody man. That's why it says, "If thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee." Blood is about to be running in the streets, man. It's just a matter of time. Which I want. I got more art. Go back to that policy.
God. It says, Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
It's really about getting this new world order up and running. You see?
Con.
He wants complete control. And he knows he's going to be met with great resistance. You see?
And real quick, when you look up the antimon of that, or the blue letter definition of the word craft, it goes into deceit and treachery.
That's what. Keep going.
And when you get the the definition of treachery, it goes into totalitarian. Okay, which ultimately this is the antimon of totalitarian. It reads
total mean all, so it's complete control.
Con, in
all
reference to Italian fascism of a pertaining to a system of government which tolerates but one political party, to which all other institutions and all individuals are subordinate.
That's what's on the back of your dollar bill.
Mm-hmm.
They want a one world order where they have complete control, but they're going to be met with great resistance. So
Yep.
you finish 8 and 25, Baba Kashaf.
So it reads, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Ain't that what Trump is doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's magnified. No new thing under the sun. Just like Antiochus Epiphanes magnified himself. So we see where everything is leading. Because what is Antiochus Epiphanes known for? Bringing purity hell upon the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
Causing the Israelites to fall away from their heritage.
Forcibly. It says, you want me to continue or you?
I was going to get something.
All right, I'll reread it.
You ain't got to reread it, man.
Con.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse. Because we always talk about the Hellenistic period. Well, what happened during the Hellenistic period? The Greeks put purity hell upon the Jews, man. Matter of fact, let me read a little bit about 1 Maccabees is good, man.
Yeah. That devil came down with great wrath once again.
This is Antiochus, because it was two. There's many Antiochus, right? So it says, matter of fact, start at 1 Maccabees 1 and 1. Go up to the top. Baba Kashaf. Because you was in Daniel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you something.
This is 1 Maccabees.
We're going to run through it. 'Cause I wanted to go through that a couple weeks ago, too. Go ahead.
1 and 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip,
Alexander the Great.
the Macedonian,
He was an Edomite. Go ahead.
who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the
He
Persians.
was the son of Philip Philip of Macedon. That was his father, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead.
It
Smitten
said,
who?
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
That's what Daniel chapter 8 goes into. It goes into the Medo-Persian Empire. It goes into Alexander the Great. I don't, we can go all into it, but the rough goat and the ram and all this stuff, the little horn, it's going through the Medo-Persian and the Greco-Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm. It reads
Well,
that
I would say the Medo-Persian and the Greeks. It mentions, I don't know if that's the one that mentions the king of the south and the king of the north, but that's going into the Greek Empire, which is going to go into his generals, his 4 generals, chiefly Ptolemy and Lysimachus, if I'm not mistaken, because you had Cassandra, Lysimachus, but the main 2 generals that started war, that was beefing, was the king of Egypt and the king of the north, which Egypt was the south and the king of the north, which was I get them mixed up, but that's going into secular history, man.
yeah, Ptolemy, Cassandra,
Seleucus.
Seleucus.
The king of the north and the king of the south was the Ptolemaic Empire versus the Seleucid Empire,
Mm-hmm.
because those were the two major powers. And Ptolemy is where Cleopatra come out of.
That
he was
Greek
in Egypt.
Egyptian.
Yeah,
Yep.
'cause we know the Egyptians were Hamites, but remember, they got conquered by the Greeks, which the original Greeks were actually Japhetic, Javan.
Mhm.
You know, all of the House and the Senate and the togas and all the wrestling, that came from the Japhites, which the Japhites would be the modern day, what you know them as Samoans, Hawaiians. I gotta check it out on Apple. Jason Momoa, he's a Japhite.
Yeah, I
you gotta
saw him.
show the chief or something like that. I gotta
Chief of
check it out.
something.
They show you how what they did to the when Esau came over there. I gotta check it out. It looks good.
Yeah, I seen a quick trailer.
But they're the original Greeks. They were the ones that were originally in that land, but Esau took over. Go ahead. So
It says,
lock it.
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned
That was
in
the
his
Babylon.
stead.
That was in the Babylonian Empire, right? The Medo-Persian Empire.
Mhm.
Go ahead. That's all in Daniel 8.
The first, it says, the first over Greece.
That was Alexander. He was the first ruler. See, you know.
Mm-hmm. And
That's why they
made
praise him to this day. You know.
Khan, his art of war. And made
And like the apostles always go into Alexander, he didn't put hell upon the Greeks because he found out that he was in the prophecies. He was the rough goat,
mm-hmm.
you know. So he allowed us to keep our heritage. He didn't put taxes on us, you know. It was Antiochus that put hell upon us after his reign, after his general. Well, it's gonna go into it. His generals parted the lands.
It says,
Which
and,
it says 4. It was more than 4, but you know it was 4 prominent.
and many wars. It says, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth.
To this day, that's Esau's MO.
Yeah,
He's a violent man. He taketh the land by force.
he moved the borders.
The boundaries, yep, the ancient landmarks, which you're not supposed to. Go
Khan.
ahead.
And went through the ends of the earth.
At the old world at the time, we in the new world, which is the Americas. The old world was centered around Yasharallah, Jerusalem, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the Levant. That's where the cradle of life, as they say, and everything spread out.
Khan.
Remember, the Americas were known as Ophir, or the land where no man dwelt, as it tells you in the
Second
Apocrypha.
Esdras. Yep. It says,
This was no man's land, you know?
and
Just like Russia at one point was no man's land, you know? Go ahead.
and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations.
He made them tributaries unto him. Heavy taxation, just as he does in modern times, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
In so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up.
Go to Daniel 8 and 25 again. What did he say? Well, you ain't got to read it. He magnified himself. He was feeling himself
Yep.
because he had all the nations in subjection. Go ahead.
It says, and Daniel 8,
Well, we read it.
and he shall magnify himself in his heart.
In his mind.
Mhm.
But again, that's really going into Antiochus, but that was the whole spirit of the Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And he gathered a mighty strong host.
Because remember, this, you're going back to Maccabees, right?
Yep, Maccabees.
Khan.
And
So
he
this is talking about Alexander. Go ahead.
and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
Exactly. They had to pay taxes. They had to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
get down or lay down.
It'd be known today as satellite states. You know, how America has a bunch of satellite states in these other countries. All right? It says, and after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
And moreover, what they did was they Hellenized you. They assimilated you. You had to take on the customs, which I was holding in 2nd Maccabees. You had to take on the customs of Greek and Rome.
Yep.
Which, matter of fact, I'll read a little bit.
Or be deleted. That was the options that the Israelites had in that captivity, man.
This is 2nd Maccabees 6 and I'll start at one, real quick. Not long after this, king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from their laws of their fathers, and not to live after the laws of Yahweh, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter and Olympus. Go back to the Greco-Roman Empire.
Yep.
And that in Gerazium of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwell in the palace. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, the other nations, who dallied with harlots, temple prostitutes. They defiled the temple.
Con.
They were having sex in the temple. They were bringing abominable foods. That's what the Greeks and the Greeks and the Romans did, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So you couldn't even call yourself an Israelite. You couldn't even call yourself a Jew.
Yeah.
That was called Hellenization. That's what that whole period was. The certain Jews adopted the Greek tongue and the customs. They discontinued from their heritage, as Yahweh Bashim Yahushai told Jeremiah he would. Thou thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage.
Con.
That's the curse that befell Israel. To this day, the same thing happens. So it says, that's pretty much the point. That was the point.
Yeah, I think it's some more too in verse 41. Maccabees 1 and verse 41. That's where it kind of starts at the.
Yeah, it's some more what you reading, but I wanted to bring in the point of what was going on.
Con. It says
when they was exalting themselves, making people tributaries and shit like that. But again, Alexander didn't do that to the Israelites. He did it to the other nations, but he didn't do it to the Israelites. It was afterwards he did that. Antiochus did that to them. Go ahead.
Yep.
Keep reading.
It says, and after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable,
His generals,
and had been brought up with him from youth.
chiefly his 4 generals, real quick. Cause I wanted to be edifying to you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff. This shit is powerful. The scriptures are This is why they took away the Apocrypha, because Apocrypha means what? Sent away, hidden.
Yep.
The Apocrypha gets too in depth.
Names.
So this is from Google, right? It says Alexander the Greek's generals. Alexander the Great had several prominent generals. It was chiefly 4, right? Who later became known as the Deodite, or successors after his death. That's what we're reading about. Key figures among them included Ptolemy, which again, he was the king of Egypt, because they conquered the Medo-Persians. That's who was ruling over Egypt. That we just read about it.
Yeah.
Before the Greeks took over, who was in power? The Medo-Persians, the Medes and the Persians and the Persians.
Yep.
Okay. So it says, key figures among them included Ptolemy, who established the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt, which is the king of the south.
Yeah.
When you read about it in Daniel, it says Seleucus, first dictator, the founder of the vast Seleucid Empire, which would be the king of the north. Then you also had Lysimachus, who controlled Thrace and parts of Western Asia Minor. But that Lysimachus all got swallowed up by the two major the Ptolemaic and the Seleucid Empire. They really gobbled everything up. But originally it was divvied up by with the 4. It says and Antigonus, who also gained control in Western Asia Minor. Other notable generals were Parmenion and a respected Macedonian commander, and Perdiccas, who initially served as regent after Alexander's death. So I'll read a little bit about the 4 generals. Ptolemy first Soter. That's where we get that Sotomayor, Tommy Sotomayor. So it says, one of Alexander's most trusted generals and a former Sematoflex, aka a bodyguard. He gained that. See, he was trusted, that you're reading about.
Yeah, his homeboy.
He guarded the man's life.
I think he named his empire Alexandria.
Yeah, because you got
That's what he ruled over.
you got in Egypt. You had the Library of Alexandria.
Yep.
So it says he gained control of Egypt after Alexander's death, establishing a long-lasting dynasty and a significant cultural center in Alexandria.
Yep. I remember the documentary.
And then you had Seleucus I, Nicator, also a former companion and general. Seleucus secured control over the eastern parts of the empire, including Mesopotamia and Syria. He found the powerful Seleucid Empire and played a decisive role in the Battle of Ipsus. Then you had the other ones but the two main were the king of the south and the king of the north.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, keep going.
It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years, then he died.
That's secular history. You can look it up.
Mm-hmm.
He had a short reign, and it was a powerful reign. You know,
left his mark
quickly. He was conquering shit quickly.
For real, showing you that it was destined, man.
It's called Blitzkrieg. I told you that's what the Nazis were doing. All of them guys in the military, they study Alexander's campaign. It's so powerful, and that's what the Nazis were doing. They had, remember, I forget, was that World War II? They had tanks and shit, right? But the Nazi tanks were more small and nimble. American and European tanks, they were robust and strong, and they couldn't move as fast. So that's what the Nazis were doing. They were sacking places fast.
Yeah.
And that's why the Battle of Stalingrad, the Russians, the USSR, the Soviet Union figured out that, okay, this is how we beat them. We got to stay up in their face, And that's why it was one of the bloodiest battles, the Battle of Stalingrad. They fought the Nazis off. They held them back. But go ahead.
It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
His 4 generals primarily. Go ahead.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Because it was the wicked was ruling. They were ruling wickedly. I just read the things that they were doing. Go ahead.
And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus.
That's that little horn when you go to, matter of fact, go to Daniel 8. Go back to Daniel 8.
I'm here.
Matter of fact, let me see. Make sure I get it right. Might as well go through a little bit of it. Go to 9. Daniel 8 and 9. Baba Kasha.
This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
That was Antiochus Epiphanes. Go ahead.
Which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and place of his sanctuary was cast down.
So didn't we just read that when you was going down to 25?
Yeah.
Because remember, he explained the vision. So that's Antiochus.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read a little bit about going back to Antiochus. So Antiochus, the 4th Epiphanes, right? I believe that's 4. V is 5, right?
5, yeah.
So he's the 4th. It says, was king of the Seleucid Empire from 175 BC until his death in 164 BC. Notable events during Antiochus' reign included his near conquest of the Ptolemaic Egypt. Isn't that what you just read?
Yep.
Go back and read it.
It says,
The point. It says notable events during Antiochus' reign include his near conquest of Ptolemaic Egypt, right? His persecution of Jews of Judea and Samaria, and the rebellion of the Jewish Maccabees. Remember, I'm rereading Maccabees.
Khan.
He put hell upon the Jews. Go ahead.
It says, hold on.
Verse 10. No, verse 9. I'll read it.
It was 9,
It says,
right?
the little horn. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, that's Antiochus, which waxed exceeding great toward the south. I told you the south was Egypt.
Yep.
He took
And
over
he
that.
conquered.
He took over the Ptolemaic Empire.
Khan.
It says, waxed exceeding great toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. The pleasant land is Jerusalem, the mother of us all. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground. That's Israel.
Khan, Yasharallah.
Yeah. And stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince. The prince is Yasharallah. Is Yahushua. Because when you go down to 25, it's going to go expound on it. It says, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of sanctuary was cast down. I read it in 2 Maccabees.
Yep.
I just read it. So let's jump back down to 25.
This is Daniel 8 and 25.
So again, this is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes.
Mm-hmm.
But moreover, it represents Esau Edom, the Greco-Roman Empire. He's a one-trick pony. No new thing under the sun is the point of this lesson.
Khan.
And the same thing that DJ Trump is doing is the same thing that Esau always did.
Yep.
So let's get it.
It says Daniel 8 and 25. And
Again, the main target are you tribes. You tribes are the main ones. He got it. His horns, his sights set upon.
Khan.
He started with the northern kingdom, but now you see the southern kingdom getting it. What did they say? All them cities or whatever that he's sending the troops are ran by or got black leaders, man.
Khan.
Chicago, D.C., L.A.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's sending them to all black leaders.
Yep. It says Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
The prince of princes is who? Yahushua.
Yahushua.
And how did Antiochus Epiphanes die? He had he wasted away. Remember, there was something wrong with his bowels. He started stinking and shit.
From the
I
inside.
forget what exactly. I forget how he died. But basically, he died. He died of a illness. He wasn't killed in battle or nothing. You know.
A slow, painful
And he
death.
repented at the end. You know. He repented at the end. All the wickedness he was doing. So let me read Daniel 8 and 25 in the NLT. It says, "He will be a master of deception." So that was Antiochus Epiphany, but now we don't realize that's talking about the Edomites.
Yeah, and it's definitely talking about Trump.
So it says, he will be a master of deception and will become arrogant. This man was talking about running for a third term.
A third term.
Make America great again. He gonna usher in a golden age.
Yep.
Real quick, before I forget also, do you know there's laws that prohibit the military to occupy America? Hence, this is from AI over from Google. It says U.S. law generally prohibits the use of federal military forces to police U.S. citizens under the Passe Comitatus Act, the PCA, which forbids using the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force to enforce civilian laws unless authorized by the Constitution or an act of Congress. Hence why he said when they interviewed him and they were questioning him about that shit in D.C., he said, if anything, he just declared national emergency.
Yeah, yep.
He's
to
arrogant. He's
to
proud.
overwrite. Yeah, Khan.
Why is he proud? Because the elites are on his side.
He knows
So
it.
again, because I Googled, I put into Google U.S. law on military, police, and U.S. citizens. And that's the first thing that popped up. U.S. law generally prohibits the use, and they don't even know the laws. And now he's 19 more states.
Yeah.
So you see what's going on.
Let's see what's going on.
It's turning into the Soviet Union.
That's exactly what it is. That's
So again,
exactly what it is.
U.S. law generally prohibits the use of federal military, and a lot of the veterans, a lot of military men are aware of this. That's why they know there's going to be civil war, infighting, you know,
Khan.
shit. But there's going to be blood in the streets. So it says U.S. law generally prohibits the use of federal military forces to police U.S. citizens under the Posse Comitatus Act, which forbids using the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force to enforce civilian laws unless authorized by the Constitution or an act of Congress. Key exceptions include the Insurrection Act, and that's what he keeps saying. He was invoking the Insurrection Act
Khan.
with the MAGA people and all. That's what he keeps quoting, the Insurrection Act, which allows deployment. The Insurrection Act, which allows deployment to suppress rebellion or enforce federal law, and certain provisions allowing the Coast Guard, when not in federal service, to conduct law enforcement. The National Guard, when under state control, is not subject to PCA, but its use is governed by state laws and the U.S. Constitution. But that was the point, you know?
Let me read something real quick, just to back the brother up. This is the AI overview. It says, Black Hawk training exercises have occurred in and over the Los Angeles area, most notable in July 2020, when the California Army National Guard 1st Assault Helicopter Battalion flew 12 helicopter formations over the city to mark the end of their annual training period. Another notable event happened in February 2019, when U.S. Army Black Hawks conducted drills in urban areas.
They've been doing it a lot.
Yep.
They've been doing a lot of urban drills.
The last couple of years.
Yep.
It says
They do it a lot in Ocala Forest. They be setting off bombs and shit.
mm-hmm.
You know, because we live in Volusia County. And Volusia County, if you're familiar with Florida, it's far from fucking Ocala Forest. But we hear the bombs way over here. And they always be, you know, what the hell is that noise? They be
Yep.
running drills. They've been preparing, man. The military been becoming more, the local law enforcement been getting more and more militarized.
Khan. It says another notable event happened in February 2019 when the U.S. Army Black Hawks conducted drills in urban areas, including flying low between buildings and landing on streets to enhance soldiers' skills in urban environments, which startled residents who received little notice of the planned exercise.
And that's what they're saying. The National Guard, they're getting more accustomed to policing. It's all training to policing the U.S. citizens.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning how to, because it's different. You know, interact with the local population. That's what the conspiracy is. You know.
Yeah, and me
It's all
personally,
training. It's all training for when shit really hit the fan.
me personally, I think all of these ICE agents, man, is the new law enforcement. Okay? Because we know that all the military is not going to agree with turning their guns on American citizens. You see a lot of TikTok and social media videos of MAGA supporters telling the military to remember their oath and things of that nature. And that's why I think ICE, them hop out boys hop out with masks. You don't know who they are. You know, they have this large funding. You know, everything's a go. Everything's a go and ready. They've been training with this urban warfare as a thief in the night, man. As a thief in the night. This devil gonna surprise y'all. Keep your head on a swivel.
Where were we at?
I just finished Daniel 8 and 25. And
So anyway, let's go back to the point. I think we pretty much proved the point about Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. There's no new thing under the sun. So going back to what we were saying, which we've been harping on it somewhat, this is the article from the Independent. So it says Trump mobilizing up to 17,000 1,700 Slovakia National Guard troops, a little under 2,000 troops, in 19 states to widen crime and immigration crackdown. It says deployments reportedly set to take place largely in Republican-controlled states, which is a lie, because D.C. isn't a Republican state, right? And Chicago isn't. Neither is California. You see that?
Of course.
Smooth.
Salaki, go ahead.
Words are smoother than butter. If you're paying attention, you're full of shit. Let me read a little bit more. So it says, the Trump administration reportedly plans to mobilize up to 1,700 National Guard troops across 19 states in the coming weeks to support its immigration and anti-crime crackdowns. A dramatic expansion of the controversial operation that's seen federal agents and guard troops carrying out activities across Washington, D.C. The troops, who will largely be activated across Republican-controlled states, will serve in support of the administration's immigration and customs enforcement operations, as well as other law enforcement priorities. I just read they're not supposed to do that. According to comment from unnamed Pentagon officials and documents obtained by Fox News, which they already confirmed it. The guardsmen assisting ICE will be carrying out tasks that may include personal data collection, fingerprinting, DNA swabbing, and photographing of personnel in ICE custody. So they building a dossier on your ass.
Yeah.
They rolling out the newer order. They getting it slowly and surely.
Yep.
So how much more so when that Charagma's made? Man, you already see, you see the play.
But that's why I said in Daniel, and by peace shall he destroy many. This man is setting these troops on city and state streets as a form of peace. Like he's bringing the peace.
That's why he said he's a master of deception.
Mastermind, master of deception. Using his propaganda to get you people riled up. You know, I said it last count. Trump is creating the chaos. He's creating
dialect.
The news.
The elites are.
The elites, exactly.
He's just following marching orders.
Exactly.
Like the apostles always mention something called the Hegelian dialect. Pressure from above, pressure from below. That's how they operate. They operate through order ad chaos, order out of chaos. They bring the chaos and then they swoop in as a knight in shining armor with the solution, which is the order, which is going to be what? That charagma. Revelation 13 and 16, that RFID chip in your ass.
Exactly.
And what's another one? It's problem, reaction, solution. They orchestrate the problem because they already got the solution. You see?
That's exactly what it is.
So let me finish it. It says, the deployments will take place across the following states: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming, per Fox. And remember, he had I think it was in Alabama, he had the National Guards on standby, you know? So things will keep escalating. Keep escalating.
Yeah,
you got the floor.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's becoming the norm, man. This man having American troops on the streets. It's to the point now where it's not surprising anymore. Now, don't forget, in years past, that we've been seeing train loads of military equipment, train loads of military equipment being escorted, rerouted all around the state. Okay, heavy machinery, man.
You know, every time I did a video like that, you know, they pulled it down.
Wow.
They didn't give me a strike, but you know, people was recording it, and I would do lessons on it. They just pull the video. There's no strike, just take the video down.
Yep. Yeah, because a lot of citizens were recording all the mass military vehicles that was being transported throughout the U.S. All right, and what does that bring about?
Tanks, Humvees.
Yep. You name it.
whole convoys on trains and shit.
Yep.
You know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I like what I had been said was they sitting somewhere. They sitting some because you know they got underground cities.
Con.
You know.
Deep in bunkers.
But
you know?
in all these cities, these major
Mhm.
cities, they got underground cities, man. You know, underground tunnels and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of these, if you pay attention, a lot of the interstates were expanded. Like in Florida, they expanded I-4. They didn't do that for the citizens. They did that so that these military vehicles can come through the state quickly and easily.
Yep.
The
Easy.
same thing they did. That's why the Autobahn was created. And you ever hear about the Autobahn in Germany?
Yeah, no speed limit.
That was for the Nazi, for the soldiers and shit.
Yep. So, hey, no new thing under the sun. And all this is bringing about Second Esdras, the 15th and 16th chapter, man.
We done with that pretty much. We can move on.
Yeah,
You wanna
come on.
go there?
Yeah,
'Cause
let's go there.
I've been wanting to bring that out for ages now, man.
Yeah, we never even get to the end of it.
We barely get to it.
Hey, but it's beautiful because on top of
Matter
that,
of fact, we're gonna start with Daniel. My bad.
on top of all the things that are taking place with Trump, you still have mass layoffs. You still have people that can't keep their head above water, man. So it's
And
all
It's
culminating.
getting worse, and now you see why they passed laws for the homeless. Everything is gradually coming together. We've been reporting in Florida that they passed laws that homeless can't even be found in certain national parks and shit.
Yep.
They were going around in these homeless encampments and kicking them out. So much so that a lot of the homeless people was fleeing to other states in
Mhm.
Florida. Now you see they talking about you can't sleep in your car.
Yep.
So we see they slowly bringing in more and more draconian legislation, unrighteous decrees. They squeezing you, and on top of that, everybody's being laid off. Cost of living is going through the roof. So it's gonna be more homeless people. But the
Exactly.
precedent is being set.
Yep.
You ain't gonna have nowhere to go. They gonna put your ass in an internment camp.
Exactly. That's the ultimate goal, man.
You between a rock and a hard place. Revelation 12 and 12. He's
Mhm.
coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time.
And real quick, this is an article. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but just to show you the state of the people. This article is from Study Finds. It reads, "Living paycheck to paycheck
You did a video
would
on
be
that. I saw
an
it.
upgrade
I saw
for
you
4 and 10 hourly workers."
You did a lesson on it, right?
Yeah, Con. I just wanted to touch on it because it used to be where living paycheck to paycheck was doable. You know what I mean? After paying your essential bills, you still had maybe $100 to $300 worth of to save or to kind of splurge on. But now it's telling you that damn near half of Americans they're wishing to be able to live paycheck to paycheck. So this place is through.
Another thing that happened too. Remember, they now they can garnish your wages for student loans. So the pressure's on, man,
Yeah,
and pressure busts pipes.
yeah. And this is
They-
systematically orchestrated
they- remember-
to make y'all homeless, to round y'all the fuck up and throw y'all in camps, man. And ultimately to take that charagma.
Remember, they revising the unemployment numbers. He fired the lady that was over the unemployment
The
thing.
statistic manager or
So you could see the empire is collapsing.
Yep.
We're in a time of war. We're in perilous times. If you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm. We're in the time
Not
of,
to mention, nobody talk about the terrorists anymore. You know?
and to show you how damn retarded y'all people are, y'all still think that China is pays the tariffs. When you can just Google it, who pays the American tariffs when America puts tariffs on other countries? Okay, the American businesses. Plain and simple. Y'all people are man, y'all need to read. Y'all need to wake up. You got it. Second Esdras? Oh, Salakia.
I was gonna say something about the tariffs. If you're paying attention, and the whole thing about the 90-day pause, all that was bullshit, you know. And he nobody talk about it, but he re-implemented more tariffs, right? He paused it, then he rolled it back out. So the tariffs are back on these other countries, man. You know, certain countries. And what he's finding out is a lot of these countries that he put tariffs on, they're figuring out how to circumvent America. They're
Yep.
doing trade within themselves. They're figuring out how to get around the system. Hence the BRICS, the
Con.
BRICS alliance. A lot of these nations are still doing trade amongst themselves, but they're Xing out America. So
Yeah.
that's further leading to the collapse of the dollar. America through, man. It's on its last leg.
Salakia, you got it.
You got it.
No, I ain't had nothing to say. Go ahead.
Nah, you got it.
I just wanted to say real quick. It says sneakflation, how Trump's tariffs are gradually raising costs for American consumers. So for all these Americans, the price of goods are going up. More and more layoffs. Y'all are losing jobs. Okay, there's laws against homelessness where y'all can't sleep in your car. You can't be free to roam about. So it's leading to only one conclusion.
He's making it against the law to be homeless.
Yeah, it's only leading to one conclusion, man. One conclusion.
And it's not gradually either, because they noticing it. For example, it was trending about coffee. Because of the tariffs, coffee's going through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So people are noticing it, man. A lot of things are doubling in price, man. Things are getting bad, man.
Yeah.
All over social media is trending about the grocery prices. All these MAGA supporters, they feel betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Section 8 being cut, EBT being cut. Not to mention the stipulations he's putting on EBT. You can't get junk food anymore, which is good anyway. But it's not for you. Don't care about your health.
Yeah.
It's a greater play. He's squeezing you, cutting off the Section 8 benefits and shit. Do you know the average wait time for Section 8 is a little over 20 years?
Mm-hmm. 20 years. Mm.
So we in perilous times.
And then these tariffs that he's implementing now, don't forget, those are on top of tariffs that he's implemented a year ago or 2 years ago. All right, I was watching a businesswoman going into how much tariffs that her company is paying, going back just 6 years.
That's who's really, if I could interject,
you got it.
You got it. That's who's really being hurt by these tariffs. The mom and pops, again, the middle class. These major corporations, they too big to fail. They gonna be good. It's these local businesses that are dying. Like I saw one about this company, they use steel. Steel is through the roof, man.
Yep.
The margins, they can't keep, the margins are too wide. So he's further eroding the farmers, the mom and pop farmers. He's completely wiping out the middle class.
Yep.
And that was his main base. That's who the MAGA supporters were. And the so-called middle class, well-to-do Edomites, heathens.
Yeah. And the brother's right about the big businesses. They gonna get their money on the back end once all the competition is eliminated, just like during 2020.
The trucking. I'll give you an example. In trucking, Florida and trucking is horrific. You had all these trucking companies in Florida going out of business, man. You had a major Carol Fuller or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you that. 70 years out of business, and that's been happening. Remember?
Yellow
but it's
trucking.
getting worse and worse. But especially in Florida. And what they're saying is, because I used to drive trucks for Swift. Swift is a major trucking company. They got trucks all over the 50 states, man. And they were saying that a lot of these owner operators and shit, they ain't got no work. They losing their contracts and shit, and they're losing it to these big corporations. Prime example, Swift, right? Mm-hmm. Why? Because Swift can afford to pay their company workers. They can, the profit margin. They got so many drivers, right? Check it. Listen, got so many drivers that they just need to make $50 a day. Mm-hmm. $50. Oh, that's all the profit they need to make. Because they can underbid you on jobs. Because listen, if they make $50 a day on 10,000 trucks, they doing good.
Hell yeah.
Versus you got 15 trucks, 20 trucks. You can't afford to take that. You see? So they squeeze. That's how the prime example of how the major corporations work. The middle class is being the mom and pops that they're the one that's being cut out. They being X'd out the market. Mm-hmm. You see?
Yeah.
You speak.
No, that's how it is. Big bank take little bank, man.
Like everybody want to be an owner op, have their own truck and shit. Yeah, but they don't want to hire you because you being paid too much. They rather go give their account to Amazon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let Amazon workers make $15, $20 an hour. They think they making money. They not.
Yeah.
Because the workload. We in beautiful times, man.
And that's always been their blueprint. That's always been the blueprint.
With UPS, remember all of the UPS got laid off?
Con.
Those were all the contractors, man.
Yeah.
That's who got the regular UPS worker is still driving.
Yeah.
The regular nigga that drive for fucking Walmart, he got the Walmart account. He worked for Walmart. He's still driving.
Mhm.
It's the owner operators. You know.
Oh man. Beautiful.
We in beautiful, horrific times, but beautiful times.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you got anything?
Nah.
This is Daniel. It's like this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, and Michael is the archangel of war. It's gonna get, because we're in a time of war. It's gonna get so bad. The archangel of war, Ma'aka'Allah, who is godlike. That's what Ma'aka'Allah means. Who is like the Most High. You know, he gonna have to step in. The archangel of war. That's how much war and bloodshed and violence gonna be in the earth. He gonna have to step in for the elect of Israel. So it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be, like Apostle Tahor was going into, Jacob's trouble is the heathen's trouble too.
Hell
Jacob's
yeah.
trouble is Esau's trouble too. Moab's trouble, Elam's trouble, Japheth's trouble, Ammon's trouble, you know, Ham's
God.
trouble. The whole world, because the hour of temptation is going to try the world. Jacob's trouble is going to try the whole world. I was watching something about England, and the same thing that's going. Well, all these European nations are circling the drain. The same thing with the housing is through the roof, and rent is through the roof, and the economy's collapsing. They can't find work. Homelessness. I should have put it in the chat, but it was like a 45-minute long video just going into the economy of England. It's horrific. It's just like America. Homeless people all over the goddamn place. In London and shit, they can't find housing. It's just like America. All these European nations, because they follow the same model.
We say America's
So,
the heartbeat.
As America goes to the wayside, so goes all these other nations that are confederate with her.
Yep.
You know, and that's why a lot of these countries are jumping ship now. They trying to go link up with the BRICS,
Yep.
You know?
That's exactly
and
what's
that's
taking
making
place.
the whore even more angry. You know,
Yep.
you my bitch. You supposed to be in bed with me. You know. So it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. And we read about some of the trouble that the Greeks put on us, the Romans put on us. You know,
Con.
we've been in trouble before, but it pales in comparison to what's about to take place on the earth, which it pales to what's taking place right now. Because we at the door of Jacob's trouble, man.
Who are we?
It ain't fully popped off yet because, like I always say through the spirit, Jacob's trouble is gonna fully commence once that charagma is made mandatory. Now you in a pickle. What you gonna do? You could still maneuver now. Go try to find you a job, do some gig jobs, get you 2-3 part-time jobs to piece together to make a full-time job. You could still operate in the system. You really in trouble when that charagma is mandatory because now you got a decision to make.
Yeah.
If you want to keep your life, you're gonna have to take that chip.
You're gonna have to. And the brother just spoke about having 2 or 3 jobs. Let me touch on this real quick. Where is it?
Somebody was saying the other day, which it's already happened. See, show you how people don't watch, pay attention. But one of those social media people, they were talking about how living in your car and having a full-time job is gonna be the new norm. It's already becoming a norm.
Yeah.
It's already been like that. It's just getting worse and worse.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's called the homeless, the employed homeless.
Con.
You got people that are employed and homeless,
Full-time
got full-time jobs.
Yeah, because the
living
cost,
out of their car. Hold on, Slakia. Going to fucking 24-hour fitness and take a shower, washing up in fucking 7-Eleven bathrooms and shit. You would never know.
Exactly.
Working right next to you.
That's because the cost of living has surpassed the average wages, man. So this is bound to happen. Now this came to remembrance because the brother was just talking about 3 or 4 jobs to make one job. This is from that same article that I mentioned earlier about paycheck to paycheck. It says multiple jobs still aren't enough.
Salakia. It's not even paycheck to paycheck. It's payday loan to payday loan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It says
It's pay to pay to pay to pay.
Facts.
And they talking about not even paying back the fucking payday loans anymore. But
well.
you ain't got to pay back the Carvana. What was it, Carvana or whatever?
It was
I forget what it was.
what was that company called? Yeah.
Remember they were getting DoorDash and Uber Eats on
We're
it?
not gonna add interest.
Now they doing credit checks on it. I'm serious. Now they doing credit checks because motherfuckers was just buying shit and they ain't paying it back. Shit, people drowning in debt.
They drowning. It says working harder clearly isn't working. More than a third of hourly workers juggling multiple jobs just to survive, yet they're still falling behind financially.
Can't even afford to eat.
It says the desperation has driven some to extreme measures that show just how broken the system has become. One respondent shared, "I recently sold my shoes and my PlayStation 5 to create an extra source of income."
The mirth is ceasing. Ain't got time for mirth. Ain't got time for bread and games. You ain't got time for folly. Reality is slowly setting in.
God. While another admitted,
Hot girl summer's over.
over.
Winter's here.
Over.
Kevin Samuels tried to warn you.
Y'all ain't want to
You
listen.
got, that's another thing. You got a lot of women that ain't even messing with men no more, or looking for men to take care of them. But they ain't trying to be dating and none of that shit.
All right. Listen,
They ain't got no time for that.
I said it
And
last
Same
count.
thing with the men. The men said they ain't got time for women because it's hard enough on your own.
For facts. I said it last count. The oldest profession is gonna come back in style, man, for these women.
I would say no. It's already in style. It's going out of business because niggas just gonna take it.
Hey, they definitely go.
It ain't come. It been here. What you think Lonely Fans is and all this shit?
Mhm.
They put $40, but you know they've
Yep.
been doing it on Twitter. It's been in style. It's just been hush hush. But it's going out of business, man. Niggas ain't paying them when niggas taking it, man.
It
And
says
you gonna be so desperate you gonna give it up
you gonna have
for
no
a
choice.
shelter over your house. Oh, you know, for shelter. 7 weeks. Isaiah 4:1.
Hey, through the spirit. Hey, I don't want to find that video that I came across, but it came on social media. It was a chick, man, that was homeless, and she had to stay with her male friend. Her and her son had to live with her male friend, and she was recording that the conditions was she had to stay in the house at all times, keep the blinds down, and one of the conditions was she had to give up that box on occasions when he wanted it.
Remember that landlord?
The landlord?
She recorded him that eve.
Yep.
So it's the last time, Mr. So-and-so. After she done been giving it up, you know?
God.
He was like, well, you can get out. I'm going to tell your wife.
Hey.
We in them, again, they just going to give it up.
Yeah.
Them days is over, man. Ain't nobody tricking like that no more.
Hey.
You ain't got it to trick like that.
Facts. And at the end of the day, the chick that say she recorded the whole thing and was gonna tell his wife, hey, I guarantee if that got to his wife, she out on the streets, man. She out on the streets. She gonna wish she played along with the program until she could have got on her feet, man. So it says
Probably not, because his wife probably don't even want to deal with it. Doing her solid.
yeah, for real. It says, while another admitted, I have gone dumpster diving looking for things to sell.
That's on YouTube, on social media. That's trending. How motherfucker, you know? That's a whole genre on YouTube.
Yep. It reads,
Because you damn Babylonians are so goddamn. Show you how wicked these people are, how wasteful you are, how much shit they throw away. You know?
Yep.
And they so wicked, they make laws that you can't go into the dumpster. They fucking lock the dumpsters up. You get arrested, you get fines and shit.
I did a lesson a few years back on this grocery store that had massive those container dumpsters that you rent when you're getting your roof redone, filled with meat, frozen meat that was like expired, and it started like a traffic jam because all these people were just running, getting out of their cars, running and grabbing the meat, and they was trying to arrest the people, you know, telling them that it's illegal to take expired meat, you know. So it is what it is.
When you watch those, it's an actual genre on YouTube. My demon be watching that type of stuff, and it's certain states and certain cities. It's actually illegal to go dumpster diving.
Damn, when the wicked are in authority, man. It says,
Well, they claim again through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper. They don't want lawsuits and all this other shit.
Con. It says,
Oh, they show you that bags and shit, Louis bags, and they cut all that shit up. The shoes, they'll pour, like that's what they doing now. It's so bad with the dumpster diving that they'll pour bleach all over they'll do something so you can't get the shit.
wasteful, man. It says, these aren't isolated cases of poor financial planning. They're survival strategies employed by people already working multiple jobs. Between paychecks, workers face impossible choices. More than a third have canceled subscriptions to save money. Going to the brother's point, the mirth is gone. While nearly 1 in 3 have gone entire stretches without buying anything at all while waiting for the next paycheck,
So
man.
that shows you that the economy got to be suffering. People ain't got discretionary funds like that.
Yep.
So it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's why you got a lot of these the retail industries through, man.
Look who the face of the article is.
Yeah.
Can't make it up. You got it.
Micah. She that is my enemy.
Con.
So it says, again, Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Because that's the only ones that's going to make it in the time to come. The elect of Israel, that have the wa around them, that spiritual mark exempt from judgment.
Yep. This is our second Esdras. You got something still?
Jeremiah
Got it.
30:6. I started Jeremiah 30:4. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and Judah, northern and southern kingdom. And where the bulk of the northern and southern kingdom together at? In the Americas.
Con.
You see, you got the northern and southern kingdom. Israel is scattered across the 4 corners of the earth, but the bulk of us are gathered together in the Americas. Like when you go to England, you got Yasharallah over there, but it ain't all the tribes.
Con.
You go to Germany, go to these different countries, Russia, China, and all. You got Israelites there, but the bulk of the Israelites are gathered together in the land of the north.
Yeah, in the great melting pot. It ain't no coincidence.
All tribes are here.
Con.
All 12 tribes. In abundance.
Sand as the sand of the sea.
Thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh, thus speaketh, where am I? I'm at 4, and these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Yasharallah and concerning Yahweh, Israel and Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. That remind me of the picture you just showed me.
Yep.
Rise up, you careless women that are at ease. Many years, Isaiah was at 32, at 9, I think. You hold that, Baba Gashah?
Yeah, I got you.
I think it's 32 and 9. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You don't know where your next paycheck gonna be coming from. You don't know how you're gonna feed your children. You don't know how you're gonna pay your bills. You don't know how you're gonna make it from day to day.
Still have a clue.
And the funny thing about it is, that's all Yasharallah knows, man. But, you know, now, per Deuteronomy 30:7, the curses are coming upon us and going upon them that hate us. These are other nations. A lot of Jake, the blessings starting to come upon Yasharallah.
Yeah.
So a lot of Jake starting to do good. But prior to that, that's what they knew. And they wanted to get out of that condition of poverty. That's why they go to school and work so hard and go to the military, because they trying to come up out of their social caste construct.
Exactly.
You know, so that's all we knew. You know, lights cut off and all this other shit.
Yeah.
We knew how to make do. But now it's falling upon these other nations, primarily Esau Edom.
Yeah.
And he don't know what to do because he's weaker. One people shall be stronger than the other. They weak mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Hey, Baruch 3:8, you know, yet this day in our captivity, bags with holes. I think that's Haggai 1:6. You know, our people have been dealing with struggle hey, since we got off those ships, man.
All we know is 40 years of peace. How about that?
That's it.
40 years of peace.
That's it. Everything else is whips on backs. So I got that rise up, you careless women.
Go ahead, huh?
Isaiah 32 and verse 9. It reads, rise up, ye women that are at ease.
So that's going to the women, but that'll also apply to the men. Everybody that's at ease in Babylon. You know? That's why the Lord keep telling you, through the men of the Lord, we keep warning you to come out of her. This place is polluted. It will destroy you with a sword of destruction. Turn back to your power while the turning is good.
Yep.
While the getting's good. You know, because the night comes when no man can work, physically and spiritually. Now is the time to seek the Lord while he may be found. Now is the time to repent.
Mm-hmm.
Store up these righteous works in heaven, where neither rust, nor moth, nor thief break in and steal. You know?
Yeah. Hey, and this one, that's talking about careless women, but it's all the careless among America, Babylon the Great. Real quick. Jeremiah 49 and 31. Arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation. All right, which is America, that dwelleth without care, saith the Lord Jehovah Ba'ashim Yahushai. So this whole nation dwelleth without care.
Hence why you can you waste so much.
Yep. So I'll pause that there. Back to Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease.
So again, that chiefly talk about actual women, primarily the women of Yasharallah.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily Eve, Judite, and Benjamin and Levite women. You know, but that's the spirit of all. That's the spirit in Babylon. They have become as women, and we see how women are. See, men. The average man got a little bit of sense to him. He don't just splurge like that. He ain't just gonna fucking max out his credit. They got a little bit of wisdom, but these women, they just inquire more and more debt. And hence what I was saying about these men. MGTOW, men going their own way. Men are realizing she ain't nothing but a goddamn bill. She ain't nothing but a headache. She coming with a whole bunch of debt. They like to say, I come with the table. I am the table and all that.
Yeah.
You coming with children. You coming with baby daddies. You coming with student loans, bad credit. Bad, you coming with attitude. You know? You see? You're at ease. This whole modern world has catered to you.
Modern day metropolis. Yep.
It has empowered you. It has, you know?
Hey,
a woman has, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has created a new thing in the earth. A woman has come past a man.
Yeah, and that covenant with Eve and the serpent, man.
The Gardenian
and the
pact.
That Gardenian pact.
That pact that you made with the serpent back in the garden.
He made good on it.
He said he was gonna make you a god.
Khan.
That's what he said.
Yep.
You ain't gonna die. You're gonna be as a god. Yahweh knows in that day you're gonna be as a god. He's right. You know? You're a power. You know? But guess what? Your covenant with death is being disannulled. Hence why you losing all your benefit. What's going in? It's gonna go.
Khan. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease.
You dress, walk around half naked. You show your body all over social media. You're doing all type of folly, all type of wickedness to men. Did you hear about that woman, that bartender in New York that got gunned down in her car? They shot her ass up. She was a bartender in New York, and she was setting up her rich clientele to get robbed. You know?
Wow.
Not heavy judgment is coming upon these women nowadays, man. A lot of these influencers, these social media, Instagram, they're getting killed, man.
Yeah.
Unalived.
And gruesome unalivings too.
You know?
Yeah.
So hey, we in the season of judgment, as I always say. And it's coming heavy upon you careless ones. Primarily you careless women. Now they was complaining about I don't use that shit. I think it's Instagram.
Yeah, I don't
They show your location now on the map. And they were saying how that's gonna lead to a lot of problems. That's from what I saw it passing by.
Well, yeah, and that ain't even nothing new, man. All these apps are doing crazy stuff, man.
They had they had another app called the T app for women, and on the T app there was women talk. They can get on the app and talk about men, bad relationships, and just
talk about red flags.
Exactly. So now the men came up with their own app to counteract the T app. You know, they were saying men were raping them and doing all type of shit. So now the men are uploading their naked pictures and shit, you know?
Oh man, this place is through.
They got men that are using it to figure out, oh, she's easy, you know? And they, you know,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna get at her, cause you know,
Man, hey, these women, hey, to show you how at ease these women are, you got women on TikTok showing videos of, you know, a sexy picture of themselves, saying everything that's wrong with them. I have four kids. I have HPV or herpes. I've been through abusive relationships. I was touched when I was 6 years old, and at the bottom it'll say something like, "Would you still date me?" You know what I'm saying? So they're making all these things that are wrong with them. They're trying to put it on the forefront as being normal, and you still have simps in the comments saying, "Yes, I'll still date you." Other jakes are saying, respectably, no. But yeah, man, these women are at ease, man.
Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. That's part of the New World Order agenda, to make wickedness righteous and righteousness wickedness. Everything ugly beautiful. That was part of the agenda of the elites.
It says
To turn, well, we know that's the devil. That's Esau's agenda. To turn everything upside down.
yeah, body count don't matter. This
You got
don't
women
matter.
on with AIDS and HIV positive and shit all over social media.
It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women."
Because we entering into Jacob's trouble. And it's really going to be bad upon these women because they're the weaker vessel. And then on top of that, again, like I said before, this devil is taking away all his benefits. You're going to lament for the teats. You see it. He's cutting your Section 8. He's cutting your child support. He's cutting your EBT. He laying you off from these cushy jobs. He's collecting that student loan debt. Whew. You know?
Hey, and the brother was going into how we were going into how people are losing their jobs and are living under paycheck to paycheck. That student loan legislation passed to be able to garnish somebody's wages.
15%.
That shit gonna put people on the street.
15%. That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
15% before taxes, and it come before you don't even see that money. You getting it garnished, bro.
Jeez. That's
And then on top of that, you got a predatory loan. So that 15% gonna stay on your ass because it's the bare minimum. You get what I'm saying? The interest on these loans is fucking astronomical. Trust me, I know I had student loans, and if you paying the bare minimum, you ain't never gonna pay that shit off.
for real.
And they could take your whole taxes. But
Damn.
this the way it's been this way. It just was never enforced heavily, you know?
Yeah. It says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease."
Yo, I just read that. Jeremiah 30. Go back to it.
Yep.
For thus saith Jeremiah 30:5. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You're going to eat your children. Cannibalism coming back in a big way. No new thing under the sun. The scriptures talk about the pitiful women that sodding their children. I get it. You got it.
It says, "Tremble, ye women."
That's what on social media, that's trending. A lot of these, and it's a lot of Edomite women too. Women in general. A lot of them, I got 5 kids, you know?
Yeah.
I need my EBT and all this shit, you know?
Yeah,
They got a lot of children because they was living off the system.
of course.
Baby daddy after baby daddy, child support, different men, you know?
The more children, the more income, the more government subsidized programs support them. All right, living off the
The
system.
more subsidies she can get from the government.
Yep.
This is Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be, because famine is coming in a big way. We always talk about the famine of the word, of hearing this word. Yahweh Bashem, Amos 8 and 11 on down. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gonna lock this truth down. Esau gonna demonize the men of the Lord. But an actual famine is coming to the land. First and foremost, you ain't gonna be able to afford no goddamn food.
For real.
It tells you that in Revelations. Hold me that, Baba Kashah, unless you're getting something.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
I think it's I get it.
What did you say? You said it ain't gonna be no famine?
A penny a day's wage.
Yeah, Khan. Revelations. I think it's
9 or is it? I don't remember.
It's not 12 and 12, is it? I think it's 12 and 12.
I'll get it real quick. Right.
Khan.
I got it already. Revelation 6 and 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get it in the NLT because it explains it more better. It says the third seal, which is famine, right? So I'll start at straight to the point. Again, 5 and 6, Revelation Slakia, 6 and 6 in the NLT. And I heard a voice from among the four living beasts, from before the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread for 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay.
Yep.
And don't waste the olive oil and wine. And you see, it ain't far-fetched. Because right now, to get a meal at some of these places is fucking $15, $20.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to, yeah, $15, $20.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
get a
that's
meal.
what it is.
So some people don't even making $10 an hour, 11, 12. So you got to work 2 hours just to get a meal.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Shit ain't even that bad yet.
That's true.
So it ain't. We see what time it is.
My demon window Wendy's the other day, man, and was complaining. Her and her mother was complaining about they had to pay damn near, $40, $30 for just 2 burgers.
For a family to go to fast food, right? You're gonna pay probably $40, $50, man. I don't give a damn where you go.
Easy.
For 3, 4 people, you're gonna pay probably $50, $60. To go to a restaurant, you're gonna drop bread, bro.
Facts. Facts.
And then going to the grocery store is not even any better. It used to be. It's really probably cheaper right now to eat out when you do the math.
That's what they're coming to the conclusion.
Especially meats and shit, beef,
Yeah.
A goddamn steak dinner at fucking Logan's or something is probably $30, $40. A fucking pack of steak is probably $30, $40, $50, man.
Yep.
Not to mention you gotta buy the rice, the sides and shit.
Con.
You gotta put in the work, the electricity, the gas, and all this shit. It's probably cheaper just to go eat out. So again, famine is coming in a big way. So going back to Lamentations 4 and 29. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these, could you imagine the hunger of this knowledge too? Crying for wine,
Con.
You're gonna be begging for thirsty for answers. You ain't gonna be scoffing and scorning in that day. You're gonna be willing to hear.
Man.
You ain't gonna find no semblance of truth. There's a bunch of lies and bullshit, and you gonna know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
So going back to again, but we talking about food here. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. And we always go into that because it takes time for you to die of hunger, starvation.
Yeah.
According to Esau, 21 days. You can go 3 days, I believe, without water, but you can go 21 days without food. And then what's going to happen? Your body is going to consume itself.
Yep.
Cannibalize itself. Once there's no food, it's going to burn through all the fats. The fat is energy. Once all the fat is gone, it's going to go to the organs. Because the body always wants to survive. And it's painful. You're going to even lose the strength, the will to eat. You're going to be so weak, even if you do find food, you ain't going to be able to eat.
Can't even open your mouth and chew.
You ain't going to have the strength to defend
them out.
He's doing it right, and he's doing it again.
The things written aforetime are written for our learning, man.
So it says, the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. The word sodden means to stoop.
To stoop, oil.
Look up sodden, Baba Kashan. Just a regular dictionary, sodden. I'm pretty sure it's stoop.
It says saturated with liquid, especially water,
Stew.
soaked through.
Stew.
Yep.
Put you in the pot and stew you. Stew cook your ass. Put your ass in a pressure pot. You're going to put a little Ray Ray in the pressure pot. That wind blowing kind of strong, you know?
Yeah, picked up out of nowhere.
Winds of destruction about to be let loose out of water out the top. So it says, the hands of the pitiful women. Why I say pitiful women? Because they was careless. They not in a bad case.
Yep.
Pitiful.
Yep.
Have sodden their, I got it. It says,
Either or.
have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Damn.
So it happened in the past, it's going to happen again in a big way. So you got it back in Isaiah 32.
Yeah, real quick. Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 9. Then said I, I will not feed you. It says, that dieth, let it die. And that is to be cut off, let it be cut off. And let the rest eat every one the flesh of another. Cannibalism, bro. Coming back in style, man. Y'all think it's a game.
I'll read a little bit more of mine. Lamentations 4 and 11. The Lord Yahweh, this is the indignation of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's why it's serious, man. We don't come out here for fun and games, man. We don't come out here for vain glory. We don't come out here for filthy lucre. You know, we coming out here in hopes of being saved.
Yeah, God.
We working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. You know? Because we know it's about to be fucking nasty out here. It's already getting nasty. And we ain't seen nothing yet. So it says, the Lord Yahweh hath accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger and hath kindled a fire in Zion, and it hath devoured the foundations thereof. So again, that's the anger of the Lord. And we don't want no parts of that indignation. You know?
None whatsoever.
You go back, you got, you read,
Con.
I think Isaiah 32.
Back to Isaiah
And 9.
32, and we at verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones.
It's starting now. Again, we at the beginning stage of Jacob's trouble. They starting to consider. They starting to be humbled, you know? But they still got a lot of that pride on them, you know?
Yep.
They ain't gonna fully come in until all hell break loose, you know? Right now they straddling the fence. They considering.
God. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins.
Because you know, you women love to change clothes. You gotta fucking, you taking up the man's side of the closet and your side of the closet.
Fact.
You know how you got his and hers? It's all hers.
All fucking hers.
She got a fucking shoes from the fucking ground to the fucking ceiling.
Damn shame.
She got an outfit for an outfit. You know? Change the outfit 2-3 times, you know? Niggas wear the same shit, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Bitches.
Unless you're in the world, but you know?
Yeah.
It pales, every day they in fucking the mall and shit online getting some Amazon, you know?
Yep.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
So them days is gonna be long and gone. You ain't gonna have the discretionary funds.
They shall
You ain't
lament.
even gonna be able to shop at Goodwill, because that was trending too. How they say Goodwill, these are pawn places, that the prices there are high too.
Yeah.
Everything going up.
Hey, matter of fact, them going back and forth to food pantries. You know, food pantries were big in 2020 when no one was working due to that thingamajiggy. Now, the count of food pantries are going back up, man. People are scouring the food pantries, man. It says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
Good old days. Them benefits.
Yep.
You know, when you could just call a nigga up to take you out to eat and shit. You know? know, all them days is long and gone, far and few between.
Y'all are gonna be begging for Jake to take y'all to
You
McDonald's.
ain't gonna be complaining about going to a Cheesecake Factory. You're gonna be glad to go to Wendy's.
For real. And Jake gonna be turning y'all down. He's like, man, I ain't finna spend no $60 at McDonald's
You know,
just to get you.
You know, my bad.
No, you got it.
No, my bad. All right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna spend $60 at McDonald's just to have dinner with you.
You and your badass kids. That
God.
was trending. You got a lot of women that's going to dates now, bringing their children, or they going on a date and they expecting you to fucking buy something for their kids.
Yep.
Entitlement. Them days is gone. I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to cut you. Damn. It was not very important.
God, I was going to saying how
No matter.
it says, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy and the joyous city. Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the city shall be left, the forts and towers shall be for dens forever. A joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks.
Pretty much the point.
Yeah, that's the point. Everything is coming to an end, man.
So going back to Jeremiah 30 and 5. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And nobody taking heed, man. Everybody think it's a game. And you don't know Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You don't know the other side of him. You think he's good all the time. You think he's all love. You think he's playing games. But he's angry with the wicked every day. And he's had it about up to here. And he about to unleash that indignation. Oh, I was even thinking, remember we were talking about how Babylon is circling the drain, the economy's collapsing. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai steady plaguing this place, man. A lot of you losing your home just on so-called natural disasters. Can't afford to fix it, flooded out, you know? Tornado coming through the neighborhood fucking your shit up.
Yep.
Shit is all on every no matter which way you look at it, shit is bad, man.
I was watching a story on the news where, you know, this
in the news.
exactly in the news where this elderly Edomite man was crying and sad about having to get rid of her house because it was like the third or fourth time that her house was flooded, and the city came in to demolish the surrounding houses to make drainage for the rest of the houses, and her house just happened to be on the list amongst many others.
That's becoming a new norm. Floods.
Yep.
Because again, Isaiah 15, he's plaguing Egypt as before. I've been said that.
Yep.
Since a couple years ago. If you paying attention, he's plaguing this place. Plaguing your homes, plaguing your jobs, your wallet, plaguing your crops. He's plaguing this place, man.
Everything.
And it's more and more.
Yep.
So it says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness. And that means you completely lost hope. All the blood then drained out of your body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You what they call it? You like over and shit. Hunched over.
Yep.
You're trying to gather your wits. You know?
Yeah.
That's how bad it's gonna be out there. Everybody, all. And men, you ain't gonna know what to do. That's Amos, was that 5? As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, put his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. The day of the Lord is gonna be darkness, not light. No light in it, you know?
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 12, man. Hey, them that look out the window, man, they not gonna see no hope.
Alas, for that day is great. What day? The day of Jacob's trouble. What you gonna say? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And it's not a day, it's a period of time. You know? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And the he represents the remnant, the elect. But the rest of you in for a rude awakening. You got it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and visit them that dwell upon the earth.
And how does Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai visit you? Through plagues, through judgments. That's in Joel. He said he's gonna plead with all flesh. That word plead means to judge, because that's the only time you want to get right and acknowledge Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, when affliction comes upon you. Other than that, you proud. You don't remember Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but you're gonna remember in that day.
God.
And these words are gonna prick you. Least ye repent.
Tell me about it. It was a incident of these TikTokers, a social media couple that was sitting at a restaurant getting ready to eat, and they had the phone recording their meal. And I guess a car, I don't know what it was, ran into the building. You see glass splatter all along.
You know that woman was an OnlyFans model?
I had no clue.
Yeah, you know they always say social media, this, that, and the third. Yeah, she was an Instagram model. That's how most of these women on social media, that's what they doing, man. They got their social, but they really it's really to advertise they fucking it's a hustle. You be seeing them on YouTube and shit, and they really, hit the Patreon and all this shit. Go here to find my other links. You know what that means? Yeah, my other links. Yeah, I know what the other links are.
What's the light-skinned chick from Players Club? Lisa Ray. She was talking about doing it. I think she actually got them OnlyFans.
Wow.
The daughter from Bernie Mac's
She never
show.
even showed nothing when she was popping. I don't think Lisa Ray ever got naked, bro. In Players Club, she didn't get naked, right?
I think just her titty.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I don't remember her being naked like that. So your old age, now you gonna bust it wide open?
Hey,
Answers meeting up.
hey, her like I said, the daughter from Bernie Mac's show, the dark skinned
I
one.
saw that one.
So
Her and a baby girl got one.
yeah, so yeah, man. Baby girl, not baby girl, man. Baby girl ain't so much of a baby anymore, man. So it says, and I will begin to make inquisition of them. All right, and when you go to that word inquisition, it goes into just a in-depth investigation, man.
From the word inquire, meaning to search out. You have the answer for the things you've been doing in your body, how you've been conducting yourself.
Hey, every outer word. So it says, and I will begin to make inquisition of them, that it says, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion be fulfilled. Hey, and those are the times that we're living in, man, where the affliction of Zion is about to be fulfilled, man. Our bid is up. You know, what is that? Is it Lamentations
4:21.
4:21?
The sins of this place has reached the heavens.
God. It says, my people shall no longer go into captivity, man. Rough paraphrase.
This kingdom has been weighed in the balance and been found wanting. No new thing under the sun.
And it says, and when the world, Salakia, and I will begin to make inquisition of them, that what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished.
The fashion of this world passes away.
Witnessing right before our very eyes.
Everything you see about to melt with fervent heat.
Khan.
We got like 10 minutes.
Close.
We got 10 minutes.
Khan. It says,
I got it. I've been holding it, but I wouldn't put the book back.
It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, life as you currently know it, shall be finished.
It's disappearing each year, each week, each month. Shit ain't the same no more. As soon as you turn around, everything completely different. Why? Because a new world, a new age is being ushered in, rolled out right in front of your face. The digital system.
Then
a draconian system, a really draconian system, where you shall own nothing and be happy.
Then will I show these tokens shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Just more signs of the times of the last days. Okay, premature preemies, man, so to speak. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Hence, mass farmers filing for bankruptcy. Okay, in 2025, ICE going after the migrants that do the farm work.
Truckers being laid off.
Supply chain.
Warehouses closing down.
Yeah.
So if you paying attention, shit getting bad. It's really only these big corporations that's still thriving. But mom and pop slowly disappearing. The local farmers market and shit, everything is drying up.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
Is everybody gonna know what time it is? That's why I said they all shall see. They gonna know that day.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be a mystery. Oh, Ian, what's going on? They all gonna know it's Jacob trouble. They all gonna know all hell breaking loose. They all gonna remember the Israelites. Then shall be known the prophet that's been amongst you. Then shall be known one of my chosen. They gonna want to get right in that day.
When that siren went off in those Purge movies, everybody knew what that sound symbolized. It says, at that time shall friend fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
What does that mean?
That's going. It's almost like it says, the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and that's going into I don't remember.
That's going into the water.
Says
The grid is gonna go down. It's gonna be electrical outages, which you already see happening. You're seeing a lot of power outages. You know, so in the time of Jacob trouble, the power might go out, the grid might go down. There's gonna be no water. That's what you see in post-apocalyptic movies. The springs shall run dry. Ain't gonna be no running water. Say that again, that one more.
It says, the springs of the fountains shall stand still.
The water grid gonna go down.
It says, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
That's when you go into these doomsday preppers, they always talk about that. That's what people don't really consider what it means for the grid to go down. When these government workers start working and shit like that, nobody's collecting the trash.
Yep.
The trash is gonna pile up, that's gonna bring diseases. The electrical grid goes down, everything runs on the electrical grid. You ain't gonna be able to get gas, you ain't gonna be able to flush your toilet. So the feces, the urine, it's gonna pile up. That's gonna all bring diseases. See, people are not really considering what's about to happen. And Esau's gonna let it happen to squeeze your ass out, starve you out.
Man.
You got some more experts?
It says, whosoever.
Watch that, it's gonna tip over. Get closer to the thing, it's gonna tip over.
It reads,
picking up.
it reads, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world.
You can wrap it up right there. It's picking up, it's starting to rain. Close out.
Yeah. So with that being said, hey, Lord's willing, this was edifying. Once again, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, and a sincere salutations to the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, you Akim, pushing this